What does a lemon say when it answers the phone? Yellow. Today, I'm going to recap a 2020 action drama film called Raiders of Justice. A quick warning, there will be major spoilers ahead. In the opening scenes in Talon, an elderly priest with a white beard and his young niece are looking at a red bicycle as a possible Christmas gift. The girl says she doesn't want red, but wants to wait and get a blue bicycle instead. The priest says that nothing is certain in life and Christmas is a long time away. Maybe she will get it, and maybe she won't. The bicycle shopkeeper makes a phone call. A white van stops in front of a Danish train station where a blue bicycle is chained to a post. Two hooded men get out, cut the chain, put the bicycle into the van, and drive away. Markus is a soldier in Afghanistan. He calls his wife Emma, who says that their daughter Mathilda's bicycle was stolen at the train station and now the family car won't start. Emma and Mathilda walk to the train station. Otto and Leonard are at work presenting a worthless algorithm that they claim can be used to predict future events. Otto says that all events are products of a series of preceding events, but because we often have insufficient data, we categorize events as coincidences. Their bosses aren't impressed and fire them. As Otto is riding the train home, he notices a tattooed man in the same car. Then he sees another man get up, throw a sandwich and drink in the trash, and exit the train. Mathilda and Emma get on the train. It is crowded, so Otto insists that Emma have his seat. The train then slams into another train, which rakes the right side of the train car and kills Emma. Markus returns home to console his grieving daughter. Mathilda and Markus find it difficult to come to terms with the tragedy, causing strain in their relationship. Mathilda thinks her father needs grief counseling, but he refuses. Otto goes to the police, suggesting that the accident was actually planned. The police ridicule him, and his thoughts on the accident are dismissed. Otto and Leonard track down Markus at his home to inform him that the train accident wasn't a coincidence, but was a planned murder to eliminate a key witness, the tattooed man Eagle, who was about to give evidence against the head of the Riders of Justice motorcycle gang. Otto's hacker friend Emmenthaler uses facial recognition software to identify the suspicious man who left the train seconds before the accident as an Egyptian from Cairo. Otto and Leonard make Emmenthaler lower the threshold of facial recognition to 95% and look for matches with Danish addresses. The person with the highest percentage match in Denmark is Paul Olsen. Otto says he recognizes him from the train. Otto, Leonard, and Emmenthaler go to see Markus. Leonard is fascinated with Markus's huge barn and asks that they go there to discuss the findings. They tell Markus that Paul Olsen is the brother of Kurt TANDEM Olsen, president of Riders of Justice, and that the tattooed man on the train who was also killed in the wreck was about to testify against him. The group goes to Paul's house, intending to interrogate him for information about the accident, but he pulls a gun on them. They start to leave, but Markus loses control and kills Paul out of anger. Leonard enters the house to dispose of the evidence and sees a young Ukrainian boy, BODASHKA, naked and gagged, but says nothing and leaves him there. At home, Mathilda and her boyfriend try to get Markus to speak to a crisis psychologist about his grief and violent behavior, but he refuses. He sees on the news that Kurt Olsen was not convicted because the witness, the Eagle, died in the train crash. Kurt says that he is sorry that his brother Paul was murdered but celebrates his acquittal anyway. Markus summons Otto, Leonard, and Emmenthaler to the barn and tells them to get all the information they can dig up about Riders of Justice. He plans to avenge his wife. Otto agrees to get the information but says they won't kill anybody. Mathilda sees Markus and his group leaving the barn together. She recognizes Otto as the man on the train and questions her father as to who they are. Leonard lies and explains that they are actually a therapy group attempting to help her father with his trauma. Leonard offers to be Mathilda's therapist. He has seen 25 psychologists in 40 years and knows all of the terminology. Mathilda pours her heart out to him. It becomes obvious that Leonard has been sexually abused in a barn. The riders torture BODASHKA for information, leading to their identification of Emmenthaler. The riders attempt a drive-by shooting on Markus and his group. When they go to Emmenthaler's apartment for some better computer monitors, but Markus is able to kill the attackers and rescue BODASHKA, who is handcuffed in the car. Markus collects all of the attackers' automatic weapons. They all return to Markus's house where they hide from the rest of the Riders of Justice who are looking for them. Using sticky notes, Mathilda has been making a timeline on her bedroom wall of events relating to her mother's death. She gradually works her way back to the day her bike was stolen at the train station. This single event seems to be first in the entire chain of events that followed. Markus, Otto, Leonard, and Emmenthaler drive to a restaurant where they think Kurt and his associates are. Markus manages to kill Kurt and 3 of the men with him. Back at Markus's house, Otto sees Mathilda's wall with all of the events. He sees that it all started when her bike was stolen. He explains to her that there is an infinite number of moments that led to the crash, and trying to find one reason to explain it is fruitless. BODASHKA explains to Leonard that Pal was not on the train that crashed, because Pal and he were together and out of the country. Leonard and Otto had convinced Emmenthaler to accept a less accurate facial recognition result, and the suspicious man was actually an innocent Egyptian tourist who resembled Pal, meaning that their crusade against the Riders of Justice was committed in error. The evidence they relied on was a simple coincidence that 2 men resembled each other. Upon learning this, Markus breaks down in anger and frustration, finally lowering his stony facade and crying. The next day, the remaining riders use information from social media posts by Mathilda's boyfriend and attack the group at Markus's house. Some of them are injured, Mathilda is taken hostage, and Markus is disarmed by the riders. Otto, Leonard, and Emmenthaler, using weapon training Markus gave them earlier, ambush and kill the riders, saving Markus and Mathilda. The movie flashes forward to Christmas, where the entire group have joined to celebrate and exchange presents. As Emmenthaler plays a new horn, Markus looks on. Markus and Mathilda seem to have reconciled. Her Christmas gift is a new red bicycle. At another house, the niece from the opening scene receives Mathilda's blue bicycle as her Christmas gift from the priest. If you enjoyed this video, don't be shy to hit the like button, and if you disliked it, hit the dislike button twice just to be sure. You should watch the full movie. Thank you very much for watching.